Swore drawn for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for the crackers. Nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house, it's spinning mansions. I got plenty of bitches. What the inventions? This your death sentence. I'm talking slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go in and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's right. Talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let the Indians deal. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words out this handbook. Bound to take these rappers back to school. My flow said and hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hang down death for the devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause violence leave a man to sniff pulse. See a flag in the bench, I see hordes in a pitchfork. So please believe it, the white man isn't even. And I ain't gon' roll with him to free me. No, it's the weak, the color purple, the spot is like they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knee. They wanna have peace. We screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she please as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go in and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's right. Talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let the Indians deal. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back!
Slaughter, that they do not rise. Go in and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let the Indians deal. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
She got the love I see. She got the love I need. She got my mind on me.
I'm telling you, man. They really ain't gonna believe that I got a baby in my arms while I'm doing this. Little Zahar, man, won't be quiet. Check it out, yo. Yo. Playing spades, reminiscing on days before niggas started shooting, we would still catch fades. It's like the world's a lot scarier since crack and AIDS, and the only thing that we became is rats in a maze. Cause all my brother cares about is trapping and J's. Mine's fucked up from the pills and the haze. Pop said we hard-headed, stuck in our ways, so I've been praying to the Most High that it's just a phase, yo. Hardly surprised and always amazed, especially at what's been getting radio plays, yo. I wanna be the cataclysm of a cataclysm, bomb atomically and take it back to lyricism. But you know nowadays, it seems like it's forbidden. Anybody in the industry knows they ain't fucking with them, and anyone on sign, they wanna be outshined. So I guess it's just me, myself, and all these empty lines. I never knew that being nice would get you penalized. Once you blowing up, they wanna know your penis size. Hoes all staring, saying you got dreamy eyes. And if you ain't fake, they wanna see you demonized. If they be dropping gems, then his flow is El Dorado, a midnight marauder, young desperado with a bravado. That's a hard act to follow. Make your favorite rapper look like amateurs at the Apollo. Yo, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Me and my vato steady painting pictures like Picasso. Feds trying to clock us like Pablo and Gustavo. Go and tell straight to the Gestapo. Hola muchacho, yo hablo español. El hombre blanco es el diablo. Now I'm going over heads like a poncho, trying to stack chips with more cheese than some nachos. Why you acting macho? Your whole clique is gato. They ain't want beef, but I'll feel it like a taco. Yo, don't get it twisted like a rasta. Don't be bringing none of that bullshit into mi casa. You ain't seen this much crack since the Contras. Belly of the beast, we all live inside a monster. That's why I be thanking God I'm alive, tapping into different vibes, penning more than a scribe. Every verse an open letter sent to all the tribes. Lost in the ghetto, steady struggling to survive, yo. The things I seen with a pair of eyes got me out here living in this life desensitized. Part of the reason that I'm hardly if ever surprised. I've heard the screams of brothers and seen mothers that cried. Seen a soul leave a body right before he died. 23 years old, gunned down before his prime. While your favorite rapper only talking dollar signs. But when our people in trouble, they quiet as a mime. Every day is the struggle, I speak it through these lines. That's how I know they can't relate, I speak their daily lives. I'm representing for my nation, all the lost tribes. All my people that looked up ain't seen 25. Cause being born a minority was their first crime. They serve and protect, choking your neck, sever your spine. They murder one of all the guilty verdict when they tried. They wonder why they get no respect and we call them swine. Live in a time where you lose your life and become a vine. Friends turn to t-shirts, corners turn to shrines. And if our leader ain't a Pharisee, then he's a scribe. Cause he ain't coming out unless he thinks he can skip a dime. Get his name in the paper, face in the lime. The world's black and white and you better pick a side. If I wasn't strong enough, then I would break inside. But I found the truth right before I lost my mind. Sorry mama, I promised it wouldn't change me, but I would've went insane had I remained the same me. And I know you feel the same way if they slay me. So when I say the white man is the devil, don't blame me. I'm not here to make friends, kiss babies, shake hands for politics. Yo, what's affecting all the college kids? I mean, why students up to colleges? Newborns found in shopping bags and garbages. All these problems that nobody acknowledges. Promise you one thing, you gonna acknowledge this. That.
Yo, let them make this beat.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. You understand? U.P.K, one West of the command, you can holler all my brothers. We rolling through. You understand? Cause these niggas weak. These niggas don't know what to do. You see these soldiers beside me, standing in all black with the shields on post, watching. They all my brothers.
Gold is precious, but loyalty is private. Harm on the mind might leave you light. Wrong with this shit, I'ma need a diaper. Endure through any crisis, cause all my niggas righteous. All politics with vipers. Cowards fold, real niggas hold rank. Stand for what they believe and won't compromise a thing. Never harmonize with traitors. Do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you gon' catch the vapors. My niggas strong, no chase. Them other niggas sweet like annihilators. Tank full of brown sugar like annihilate. Every time I move, a righteous demonstration. All I deny is Satan. My brother's glorious, true warriors. To lay my sword down, the death sentence can't stop till we notorious. Thrown in my way with a supreme audience. Proud ass nigga get exiled. No loitering around my brothers.
Yeah, you already know what it is. One for the folk back in U.P.K style. Put it down for my brothers. And I roll straight so. That's you them niggas with them shields.
That's
and
right.
fatigues and them boots. They my brothers. We rule it on the king on the stand. We gon' rule this bitch at all costs. Nigga, we gon' take this from the rappers.
That's right. That's right.
To the crowd.
That's
we gon'
right.
eat and drink. Me and all
my brain like the ladder house. You can't blend with my men, nigga. I can tell you fake from your treacherous mouth. Claiming God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about your 2 cents, fuck your feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve it. No excuses for my niggas, they striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever form, they're never over. U.P.K, we click tight like Sweet and Joe. Endure to the end, that's what a wise man told me. Licking from the top shelf, but I spit it with the load. 144, nigga, everybody know. All I ever wanted was revenge, fuck a road. Say you down for the cause, gotta show me. Stand tall and do not blush. Remain calm when the danger pop up. Flow deep like David Jones locker. More bars than central locker. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Okay, come on. That's it, the first 5 books. That's in there, right? That's in there, right? That's right, that's right. The first 5 books.
You want to cut for this?
Nah. Yeah, give me a cup. All right, shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Why Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahweh. This Officer Abraham at the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I ain't really used to know Mike. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. Good night. You're going to have to help me out with this, brother. All right, clap it up, everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is the Feast of Purim. You know what I'm saying? Where we get a chance to celebrate the acts of a sister in the scriptures and how, you know, a brother and a sister, you know what I'm saying? You know, Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai for the training that she got from her uncle Mordecai, who took her in. And, you know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ for her dedication to her nation, even though, you know, she had, you know, even though she was under threat of losing her life. And you'll see how, you know, the sister, you know, was brave through all of, you know, with her life being threatened, with her people's lives being threatened and all of that. So we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start at Esther chapter 1 and verse 1. Esther chapter 1 and verse 1. And this sister's name is Esther in the English, but in her Hebrew name was Hadassah. So you're gonna hear once we read it in certain texts, you'll hear Esther. In other texts, you'll hear Hadassah. You understand? Because that's what her name is in the Hebrew. You understand? Go ahead.
Gotcha. This is the book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces.
Now this was King Ahasuerus, which you understand that movie 300 had King Ahasuerus in it. You understand? And his name translates into Xerxes. This was during Xerxes' reign. He was a Persian king. He was during the Persian Empire, when the Persian Empire was conquering and ruling the earth, was the superpower at the time. You understand? This king Xerxes, Ahasuerus, he reigned over 127 areas, 127 provinces. You understand? You can think of those provinces like states. Like, you know, you got the 50 states of America. You got over 50 countries in Africa. Well, just imagine Africa and the United States combined together and add 27 to that. You understand? So his territory was larger than America and Africa put together. You understand? Add 27 states onto that, and you get the gist of how, you know, how vast his land was. You understand? Anybody ruling over that much property, over that much land, would be the superpower of the earth. You understand? Would be the number one, you know, government to deal with. He you know, he made laws, and he decided who lived and who died. He decided, you know, what area to go to war with. He decided to, you know what area should be taxed more than another. You know what I'm saying? He was a very rich and powerful ruler during that time. So go ahead, brother.
Verse 2, that in those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants.
He made a feast the 3rd year after he took over all these provinces, man. He made a feast. He dedicated a time to where he was gonna throw this huge extravagant party. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. The power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces, being before him. Verse 4, when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days.
When he stunned, man, he stunned for many days. Basically showed the power. It said it showed what?
It's like, sir, he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom.
He showed the riches of his glorious kingdom, man. He stunned for you know, many days, right. which he, you know, like today, that would be, you know, having a mansion party that lasts for months.
Right.
You understand? You up in the big mansion, you up in the big palace, and you showing all the people that your friends and everybody, you showing them how rich you are. You showing them all your extravagant trinkets and jewelry and the technology in your house and all of that, man. He was doing that. He has designated the time to where he was going to just do that for many days. You understand? It was a big feast, a big party that he designed. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. And the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even in 104 score days.
104 score days. A score is 20 years, right? So 100 times 20 is what? I mean, 20, like 100. This is a man, just a stupid amount of time that this man is gonna just party. Drinks is gonna be flowing, riches is gonna be getting showed off, man, and he's just gonna party for months and months on end. It's never gonna end. You're never gonna get to go home. You're just gonna be in that mode, just partying for a long time. So he can show you all the riches. Like to be able to show someone, you know, that much riches, you got to have a vast country, man. You got to have a vast area. Salakia. Hey, Salakia. All these soldiers ate first, right? Everybody, right?
She asked me.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Come on, sir. Verse 5. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace.
So then after he finished partying for this long period of time, he made another feast for his inner court, for the important people in his kingdom. For another 7 days. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Where were white, green, and blue hangings fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver.
Keep going.
Upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. Verse 7. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another.
Man, each vessel was different. Each vessel was different, and it was made of solid gold, and it was drinking out of gold cups, gold chalices, man. Go ahead.
Lock it. And royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. Verse 8. And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure.
Right.
Verse 9. Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus.
So now you understand. Also, his wife, she made a feast too. She said, well, you know, these brothers doing all they partying. You understand? We gonna step out too. You understand? Us women, we gonna have us a feast. We gonna step out on the town too. We gonna have us a good time too. You know what I'm saying? Who run the world's girls?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they was like. They was saying, you know, all my single ladies, all independent. They was independent. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Come. Verse 10. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine.
On the 7th day of this special feast that he had, he got tipsy, man. He was feeling himself. He had the best wine on the planet. You know, he was the king of this place, and he you know, he got a little right with himself. He was feeling himself. Go ahead.
He commanded Mehuman, Bestha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abaktha, Zathar, and Karsis, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king. Verse 11, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the royal, it's like with the crown royal.
So he called the women that was in charge of the what you call it today, like the entourage. You know how these famous women, the Kardashians and all them, they roll with their entourage, a bunch of most of them now is just a bunch of homosexuals. A bunch of homosexuals that do a hair, that do a makeup, that do a dresses and all that. Well, then, you know, they're saying the king has 7 chamberlains that was in charge of making sure that his wife was looking her best at all times. He commanded them to go get her. Go ahead.
First, Slakia, to show the people and the princes her beauty.
He wanted to show off his wife. No doubt he had a trophy wife. You understand? He the king. So no doubt he had a wife that, you know, that everybody esteemed higher than every other woman in that land. You understand? He had his choice of the finest looking women on the planet. So of course, if he's calling chamberlains to come show his wife off, she had to be, you know, something spectacular to look at, easy on the eyes. You understand? So he wanted to show her off. You know, show off and spin her around or do whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, to just show off your wife. He wanted the chamberlains to go get her ready. Go ahead.
Lucky. For she was fair to look on.
Okay, that's what that is, because she was pretty. You understand? What powerful man? Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump was so inundated with having a trophy wife. He went and ordered him one. Right. You understand? He went and bought him one. You understand? Right. So he can have a trophy wife on his arm. He's the president, one of the most powerful men, if not the most powerful man on the planet. He wanted to have a wife fair on the eyes. You understand? And I guess he couldn't find an Edomite woman to be with him here in America. So he said, look, I got enough money. I'll go order me a one. I'll order bride me a, you know what I'm saying? Get on the internet, start punching keys, and I'll have one delivered. Right. You understand? So now, just like Donald Trump, he got his trophy wife. The king had his trophy wife as well. And he wanted to show her off. Go ahead.
Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment.
So not only was women disobeying their husbands now, you understand? Not only do you have rebellious sisters now and rebellious women now thinking that they can do whatever the hell they want to do, you have women back then as well. You understand? This was the man. Now think about this. This was the man that gave her so much riches. She had 7 chamberlains to take care of her. 7 chambermaids make sure her dress was perfect. To make sure her makeup was perfect. To make sure that her jewelry hung down her neck right. To make sure everything she could think of as far as being beautified and being kept up, all the things she wanted to do, she did it. Her hair was looking nice. You know what I'm saying? Just think about, a Beyonce or a woman just think about Miss America,
Come on.
or the pageant women that dress nice and have whole groups of people that's just there just to make sure that everything looks, presentable and looks best. You understand? So this king is providing that to her, and he calls her to go show off her beauty, which he was responsible for. He was responsible for, giving her the opportunity to be beautified with all the best cosmetics on the planet, all the best makeups, all the best things to have to make herself up look pretty. You know what I'm saying? All the best linens, the best clothing, the best gowns, the best shoes. She had all that provided by her king. You understand? Her man. And you get that. Even some sisters here on in this time, if you got a man getting your hair and your nails done and taking you out buying you Michael Kors handbags every week, I'm pretty sure if he calls you and tell you to come in, you ain't gonna say no. Some of you may though.
Come on.
Some of you just might say no any damn way because you rebellious like Vashti. You don't give a damn how many rings he buy you, how much how much pink stuff and pink dresses he give you. You still want to disobey him. You understand? Just like Vashti. Vashti wanted to disobey her husband, and she did. She didn't come when he called her to come. Go ahead.
Slakia. By his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
Man, just imagine you throwing your man throwing a big party. He got lots of wealth and lots of power. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing a big party, and he thinks that his wife looks so good that he got to show her off. He tells you to dress up in your best outfit. He's going to take you out on the town and show you off to all his friends. And it's time for you to show up and walk through the door, and you don't show. Ooh-wee. Your man going to be upset because now you know what I'm saying? It's going to tell you in the story. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshina, Shathar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marcina, and Memucan,
Go ahead.
The 7 princes of Persia and Media.
He said to these men, which knew the time. Basically, they knew what time it was. You understand? It's not saying they knew the time like the day or whatever. They knew what time it was. Like, you disobey the king, it's time for some killing. You understand? It's time for some heads to roll. They knew the time. They knew the time it was. Like, they were astonished and looking at him in amazement. Like, she didn't come. Like, man, she must be trying to sign her own death certificate. She must be trying to, commit suicide. Right. You understand? Go ahead.
The 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom.
They saw the king's face, and when they looked at the king's face, he had that look on his face like, I wouldn't want to be around the king right now. Right. Like, he's got a look on his face like, somebody got to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm not Vashti. Everybody thinking, all the princes thinking, I'm glad I'm not this Vashti girl, because this Vashti girl finna feel the full wrath of the king. Go ahead.
Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to law?
Now they know he want to do something to her. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say, man, king, just shrug it off, man. Women will be women, blah, blah, blah. Just let's keep the party going. They ain't say that. They said they knew the king was mad, and they said, well, what you want us to do? What you want? What we gonna do with this Queen Vashti? You know what I'm saying? They wasn't trying to anger the king no more. We'll do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains.
And now on the flip side of that, you got these princes saying like, what you gonna do? Like, she disobeying the king. You understand? She disobeying you. You know, she outright disobeying you in front of your face. She's spitting in your face. Like, what you gonna do about this? If it was one of us, you wouldn't allow one of us to do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? They want him to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do about the queen? Because you know what I'm saying? She disobeyed the king's order,
That's
the king's command.
Come on,
Go ahead.
Verse 16, and Memucan answered before them and the princes. What? Vashti, the queen, hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes.
Like Memucan is throwing hot coals on the fire. The princess is saying, what we're gonna do about Vashti? She disobeying the king. Memucan can jump up and say, hey, she ain't only disobeying the king, she disobeying you, man. She disrespecting all of us in here, man. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do about this? You know what I'm saying? It just imagine all the foul language that's going on right now. Look at this B, man. This B, man. She is tripping, man.
Right.
Like she disrespecting me. I feel disrespected. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just edging the king on to do something about this, to do something harsh, to make the punishment harsh. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
Con. But also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. Verse 17, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women.
And they just whispering in his ear like, hey man, look, this ain't gonna just be here. Everybody in the kingdom gonna hear about this. They're gonna hear how she punked you, man. They're gonna hear how you called her and she didn't come and she spit in your face, and now she didn't just disrespect you, she disrespected all of us. And matter of fact, we gonna go tell everybody that this is what happened. This is what happened at your party, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? You let your woman disrespect us at your party. Right. We telling everybody. We telling everybody it's gonna be on front page news, and you're gonna be embarrassed. They basically is egging him on to do something about this, or she'll utterly embarrass him. You understand? In front of all his friends. You understand? In front of all the princesses that think he big and powerful. And not only is he embarrassed in front of them, but they feel disrespected behind this as well. Go ahead.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Now imagine your husband, right? He says, yeah, I'm finna get my rib. We finna go party tonight, man. And he tells his wife, he says, hey, before we go out, baby, can you bring us all a drink? And she say, nah, I ain't getting y'all. Go get it yourself. You know what I'm saying? She won't do it. And now, at no time I've seen a woman disrespect her man in front of his friends. I've never seen the friends say, now we feel disrespected. That never happens. The friends turn to the brother and they say, man, you better handle that. They say, you better handle that. You know what I'm saying? They don't edge the brother on to say, well, now we feel disrespected. You understand? Which goes to show you the place that a woman had under her husband during this time. A woman was solely under her husband during this time, to where if she disobeyed him in front of anybody, those people that she disobeyed him in front of felt just as disrespected as the husband would have. You understand? So now you can understand how a woman's action and what she does she was held accountable for what she did, around men. How she obeyed men around her, obeyed men over her. If she was married and she had a husband and she didn't obey her husband in front of other men, those other men felt disrespected as well. You understand? And which I understand it. I understand now, you know what I'm saying, being in the world and having a wicked woman. Right. You understand? I understand how you wanna a man feels good when he has a beautiful wife at his side. Right. Whenever that woman disrespects him or disobeys him or embarrasses him, or he asks her to do something and she say, do it yourself, it embarrasses a man to do that. You know, it belittles a man to do that. Right. And America always puts that spirit. Hey, Shalom, America always puts that spirit inside of a woman to always emasculate her man. Right. To just, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's natural. It's innate for a woman to want to take care of things. Right. It's innate for a woman to want to feed you, want to cook for you. That's just something that's just in her. You understand? It's in her by nature, but it's also pumped into her to have these skills, but to always refuse to use them. You understand? Refuse to use the skills that was naturally given to her by the Most High. And so whenever a man asks her to fix him a sandwich, you know what I'm saying, or get him something to drink, her natural instinct is to say, get it yourself. I ain't no slave. Right. So her natural, America pushes this type of ideology on to our women, on to our sisters. Meanwhile, while teaching the Edomite families, they raise their daughters up knowing that you have to please your man, right, that you got to support them. How many Edomite women you know that get the good job, go to work, and put their husbands through school? I know plenty of them that never leave the man. He choke her and beat her every other day because he's stressed. She come to work with black eyes, and she say, well, he just going through stress right now. Right. She never called the cops on him. And meanwhile, you think that this is a perfect family. You find out later on that he was beating the dog piss out of her every day. She was covering it up with all that $40 makeup and that blush and all that stuff she was wearing. You understand? He was about to kill her every day. Right. You find that out later. Meanwhile, Tukey and Nuck them, he raised his voice, and the cops is at his door within minutes. Like you knew when he came home with them scratches on his eye. You knew exactly what happened. You understand? You knew exactly what was going down when you walk by the house coming home from the basketball court, and all you hear was, "Nigga, get out my house, you dirty stinking nigga!" Bling, 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 bling. Dishes breaking all over everywhere. You like, yep, Spoonie fussing with his girl again, man. They always fuss. They always fuss, man. Why don't he leave that girl alone, man? She must got some good stuff. Man. He keep on messing with her. You know what I'm saying? And Spoonie never leave her either. Spoonie go to jail, he get out. He go to jail, he get out. He choke for just 2 seconds, long enough to get some vindication. Right. We ain't advocating violence now. We don't beat women here in the I.S.U.P.K. I'm just painting a picture for you. You know what I'm saying? He gets some kind of vindication, and right when he hear, woo, 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 he let her go. He run out the back door. Right. You understand? That's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian lives. You understand? Meanwhile, these other nations, they train their women to please their man. They give their women the training that we had our women under during the 1950s, where a woman, she was 25 years old, and people were wondering, like, what is wrong with you? Why you not married? Why you don't have no man? Where the babies at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be a disgrace for a woman to be of that marriageable age, 25, 26, right about the time she was 18, 20, they was expecting her to be married. They was expecting the men to come knocking, like, who's your daughter? I want to meet her. I want, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with it? Y'all seen the movie The Temptations? Sir. Y'all remember The Temptation? How them boys was after them women? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was instilled in our women to want to have a man when they started getting older. You understand? Now it's, I need my career. Right. Now it's, I gotta get this career. I'm going to school. I'm going to work or whatever. And the shame that comes on a woman for not having grandbabies for the parents, that's not even there no more. Right. You understand? Matter of fact, she's shamed to get pregnant now. She's shamed to have a baby now. She, 18, 19, 20, and she's still living with mom and daddy. You know what I'm saying? She pop up pregnant, and it's, oh Lord, we got to send you, you know what I'm saying? We got to send you away. We got to hide that thing. She's trying to hide the pregnancy from her parents. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, keep going.
So verse 19. Verse 18, likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Mm-hmm. Verse 19, if it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus. And let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. What? Give her what? And let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
They came up with a punishment. The punishment was this: Vashti should be cast out, and all her royalty, all her royal things, all her lavish things that she had, all the privilege that she had, be taken and stripped away from her, and give to another that was better.
Come on.
You understand? That's the key word. That's the key word. Another that was better. So for all these sisters out here thinking that there's not a sister out here that's better than you, while you treat your man like crap every day, you think he not gonna go and find somebody better? You sorely mistaken, man.
That's right.
You are sorely mistaken,
right.
because this is a sister out there that's just better than you. Just better than you. Whatever she do, whatever she put her hand on turns to gold, like the Midas touch, man. You understand? She's just better than you, and she don't brag and she don't boast about it. She just better than you. You understand? It's all, you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of America is to push on our brothers that, you know, the woman that we get, we'll never find nobody that's, you know, that's why Beyonce made that song To the Left. You know what I'm saying? To the left. She put all your stuff out. She'll go find her another. She said she'll have another you by tomorrow. Right. You understand? That's what she was singing about. Okay. She'll have another you by tomorrow, nigga. Like she ain't gonna even let the box rest. She'll get another you the next day. While you while you can't find nobody like her. Right. You can't find her. You know, she's singing about how she's a hoe, and you will never find nobody that can hoe like her. Man, please leave. Please leave. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can only speak from personal experiences. I remember a time when I used to pull up in my driveway and be like, God damn it, you still here. Wish you'd leave, man. I wish I'd just come home and you not be here, man. You understand? And somebody told me, for every pretty woman, there's always a nigga that's tired of her BS. For every pretty woman you see, it's a nigga somewhere tired of her mess, man. You understand? So for all you women out here that think you beautiful and think, you know, that YAHANNA number 12 fell just right on your shoulders, you understand? For all you that think that, man, just know that it's one that's better than you. It's one that's better than you, and the nigga you dealing with probably tired of your mess, man. Straighten up. Read. Come on, sir.
Verse 20. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
All the what?
All the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
And this is a heathen. This is a Persian king. This is a heathen. And even his heathen princesses know that a woman should give her husband honor, even if he great or he's small. If he has great status in the earth, she should give him honor. Even if he has no status in the earth, she should give him honor. Skip down to chapter 2, brother.
Select, sir. Oh, start at verse 1, sir?
Yeah, start at verse 1.
The book of Esther, chapter 2 and verse 1. Like, sir, it's taking a minute to load. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti.
When the wrath of King, after the king had put Vashti out, he took all her riches away, and he decided that her riches should, you know, he cut off. He basically cut off. He basically divorced her. He left her, man. He left her alone. He put her out his house. He said, get to stepping, man. I'll find another you by tomorrow. You know, Vashti was the first Beyonce. Vashti was the first one that did it, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ahasuerus was one of the ones that did it, that pushed her right to the left, man. You know what I'm saying? Faded on her. Hit her with the fade, like the young people say. He hit her with the fade, and he put her out of his house, man, out of his palace. He stripped away her all her riches, all her trinkets, all her things that she used to make herself pretty, all those 7 chamberlains that she had, all her servants. He ripped that right on away, man. You understand? Keep going.
He remembered Vashti and what she had done. And read
that from the top again.
After these, it's like in the book of Esther, chapter 2 and verse 1. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done.
He remembered that after his wrath was appeased, right? After he had punished her to his liking, he remembered her and what she had done. You understand? Like I've heard this story before, but I never really understood it. You understand? He was remembering her, he missed her, and he remembered her for what she had done. And he didn't remember her for how rebellious she was. He remembered her for the good things. You understand? Just imagine him wanting to show her off. No doubt he loved her, but then after she disobeyed him, he put her away, punished her. Then he started to remember her. He started to remember how pretty she was, what she had done, and her works that she done. I don't want to get explicit, but he remembered what she used to do for him. Put two and two together.
Come.
He remembered. All your older ones, we got some kids in here. You know what I'm saying? He remembered what she did for him. You understand how she made him feel? You understand how pretty she was, how he was smitten with her beauty, and what impression that she made on him. You understand? It's just like you breaking up with a woman you tired of, but then 2 weeks later, when your bed is cold, you think you lonely now. Wait until tonight. You're gonna be real lonely. You understand? And that's what he was remembering about Vashti. Go ahead.
Come. He remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. Verse 2. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him.
One second. Sir, come on, sir.
All right.
Sir.
Yeah, you go ahead.
1 second.
Where we at?
We're in the book of Esther, chapter 2, sir.
Chapter 2, verse 1, sir.
2?
Come,
All
sir.
right. Ma'am, you can spare mic here? You
Can-
control the
I can try to shorten it, but I can use this.
This one. You control the computer for me.
Oh, come.
Right? Abraham, go home. You could hold on one more. Abraham, go read here for me.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah, take one of these.
Okay, come on. This is the book of Esther, chapter 2 and verse 1, sir. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done.
His mind was what?
He remembered Vashti and what she had done.
It says so. His mind was appeased.
Oh yeah, come on, sir.
That's very important. You understand? What we saying down here tonight, learning in class today. Why are we here today? Anybody? Why are we here today? Why are we here today? Feast of Purim. All right. We're here for the Feast of Purim. What is this story going to teach us? Because these are stories in the Bible. These stories in the Bible ain't just there like the Christian church will have you think. You know what I mean? And make a ton of, money on it with movies and, you know what I mean? These stories are there for a reason. Come on.
So, like it to show us how, if we come together, how the Lord will be on our side and how he'll be able to destroy our enemies.
Yeah, but be more specific. This story is more pertaining to what? Come on.
So, like you said, this story is pertaining to basically a sister and how the power of a sister that knows how to conduct herself.
Come on, get that brother a hand. Yeah, man, come on. We're trying to cook us up inside here. Come on. Flex that AC on, but don't turn it on too cold, right? If it get too cold, just lower it or take it off and then put it back on if it had to go like that. All right. Forget Abraham up in here, Abraham like that winter weather. You know what I mean? Yes. So we here sitting down to do what? Learning about a sister that did what? That wasn't selfish. You understand? That sister knew how to do what? She trusted in who? In the Most High. But she trusted in who? Come on.
She trusted in the leadership guidance of her uncle.
Yes, Mordecai. A black man. You understand? Like she trusted in his counsel because he grew up the way a young sister should be what? Grown up. You understand? So now he could have what? He could have relied on her to do what he told her to do. Right? Read on.
He remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. It's verse 2. Then said the king's servant.
So you remember what Vashti had done. What did Vashti do? What did Vashti do? Come on, sis.
Embarrassed her husband.
How?
By disrespecting him. He gave her a command and she didn't follow it.
Yes. She disrespected her husband, and not just her husband alone. When you have a loud mouth, bruh, you understand? Who don't want to listen? Who want to talk to you like you's a nigga block with her? Guess what? You're embarrassing the entire nation. You are embarrassing the entire nation. You understand? And that was Vashti learned that day what? That she should have what? Obey a man. You know what I mean? And that was the only time she got. That was it. Right. There ain't no second chances, and that's life. You understand? Sometime with life, there ain't no second chance. Just like with sex. Ain't no second chance. You have sex with a sister, ain't no second chance. Ain't like it's a mistake. You understand? Ain't like it's a mistake. Ain't like you're 2 minutes inside and it's a mistake. Nah. You got to live with that for the rest of your life. You understand? Decisions is consequences come with decisions they're going to make in life. You understand? And you're a loudmouth woman and you thinking that you all one West. When you ain't doing what Esther doing, you should check yourself. You should check yourself. You understand? Now, what is that telling you about? What is that telling you basically about a man, especially a man of the Lord, when it comes to a sister? What does he rather? A man of the Lord, right? What does he want from a woman?
To be respected, obedient.
To be what?
To be like obeyed.
So he don't want the cooking.
Oh yeah, that too.
So which one you prefer, the cooking or the obeying?
The obedience.
Which one you prefer, the looks or obeying?
Obeying.
Yeah.
Khan.
Okay, your body is. You loud mouth and you ain't obeying your man. You ain't pretty in his sight. That's right. You are not pretty in his sight. You are disgusting and you are vile, and he's going to find every right that he has to do what? To depart. I want to say depart, not meaning go and, leave here in some house by yourself, although that could happen if you take it there with him. He ain't leaving you. He ain't putting you away. You understand? Right? He'll find everything to do. You think you're the best cook? Guess what? There's McDonald's and Popeye. And that man is going to keep his integrity. You understand? He's going to keep his strength. And he will trust in McDonald's and Popeye. And the Lord will be with him if it comes to that. I mean, you're a woman. You find it hard to obey a man. You read this story right here. You read this story right here and think, question yourself to see if you're ready to sit in these seats that these One West sisters occupying this school. Read on.
Verse 2. It says Esther chapter 2, verse 2. Then said the king's servants that minister unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king.
You understand? That's how a man remedies a problem. All right, you Lord Mouth, you want to listen? I'm gonna get me something. I'm gonna get some virgin, some young thing that's gonna do what? That's gonna obey. Yes.
Okay.
You understand? What did the Lord said when King Saul, what did Joshua said to King Saul? Come on.
Salakia, that he prefers obedience over sacrifice.
Yes. The Lord don't want your food. The Lord don't want your burnt offering. He wants your what? He wants your obedience. That's what a man wants. And if a man doesn't get it, there's going to be some problems. You understand? This king was a heathen king. You understand? A heathen king. And he went that way. He went all that way with it. What did King David do? You remember the story of King David? Come on.
So I'm paraphrasing. I know he had a rib. I can't remember exactly what she did, but I know that he ended up like telling her that she's never gonna have children.
Yeah, he ain't throw away. He just said, you know what? You can be my wife, but guess what? You will never, ever, ever feel the joy it is to bring forth a child in this world. And that was it. You don't disrespect a man of the Lord and think, you know what I mean, it's going to go well with you. You don't be disobedient to a man of the Lord and think it's going to go well with you. You understand? That's not how it's going to go. The Lord is never going to be on your side. Read on.
Come on, sir. Verse 3. And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom.
You understand? Go ahead. Read on.
That they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan.
All the fair young virgins. So this king was about to, you know what? Vashti, your time in the city expired. Wrap that up, you know what I mean? Put that somewhere in the corner. You know what I mean? As an example to show what? Do not be like this. Or else what? This is going to happen to you. You're going to be the loneliest, most wealthiest woman in the world. Read on.
Salakia. And bring all the fair virgins unto Shushan the palace.
Hey, Salakia, Iraq, you're going to tell me into a block of ice up here, Salaki. We can turn it on and off, Salaki. Yo, what drool run on my nose, all kind of thing. I'm from the Caribbean, Salaki. You know what I mean? Go ahead. I'm an island wolf like I come on.
Come on, sir. To the house of the women, unto the custody of, is it Haggai? Haggai, the king's chamberlain.
The king's chamberlain. You understand? This man was wealthy. Who was this man in history? Who was this King Ahasuerus in history?
I just told him, sir.
Come on.
Salakia, sir. Xerxes.
Xerxes. You see 300? All right? His kingdom was so vast, you understand, that he was able to do what? To gobble up, you know what I mean, different provinces. This king had over 127 provinces.
Okay.
He was wealthy. You understand? He had all the money in the world, but a dumb hoe.
Right. Come on, sir.
You understand? A dumb woman. Read on.
Keeper of the women. And let their things be purification be given them.
Read on.
So like, and let their things for purification be given them. Verse 4. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti.
You understand? Like instead of Vashti, that's an example. You understand? Just like that type of behavior is contagious. You understand? One West could be contagious also too. You understand? A One West woman, it could be contagious. You know what I mean? Sisters could look at you all and be like, you know what? I want to be like them. You understand? I want to be like them. You understand? Esther, you know what I mean? She is a example to follow.
That's right.
You understand? What power is Esther showing in this story right here? What power is she showing? In other words, what's a woman power? Come on.
The power of womanly wild.
Womanly what?
Feminine wiles. You know.
You on it. You on it. And I'm gonna give it to him. You understand? Esther showed what? Femininity. Something that is lost. And that's something that One West is bringing back all the way. You understand? That femininity, that daintiness that a woman's supposed to have, that's what she's teaching the sisters right here. You know what I mean? Some of us, you want the man to stay, but then you want him to go. Confused as can be. I can't stand you. But you want him right here in the house, right here. I can't stand you. What? What you can't stand? You. What? I don't know. The argument is nothing. Before you know it, you arguing about 3 different things at the same time. You want me to go? You want me to stay? What you want me to do? Which one? All I want you to do is shut up and obey me. That's all I want. That's one thing. I'm simple. Right, Sadak? I'm simple. Come on, Tawada. Go ahead.
Okay, come on, sir. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so.
And he did so. You understand? Read on.
Verse 5. Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shem.
The son of Maradakia in the Hebrew. Read on.
The son of Shemai, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
Yeah, Benjamin. He would be a brother from the Caribbean. You understand? Read on.
Verse 6. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah.
You understand? We were in captivity. He was taken into captivity. You understand? Read on. And if you want to, you could skip down because it's a a long story. So you can skip around if you want to, right?
Okay, this is verse 7, sir. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter,
right?
For she had neither father nor mother.
All right, so he took in Hadassah, right? And brought her up like if it was his own daughter. You understand? That's, that's how we should be operating. But today you have what? These so-called Caucasians adopting our kids. We lost this type of value, and where if a family member passed away, is not able to take care of that child, another family member steps up and takes that position as the father or mother. You understand? Read on.
And the maid was fair and beautiful. This is verse 8, sir. So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace to the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house.
And Esther was what?
Brought also unto the king's house.
All right, read on.
to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women. Verse 9. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her the things for purification, which such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her.
You understand? So this is just going over the what Hadassah, you know what I mean, what she got. You understand? The king, there's a purification that normally that women will have to go through before they get to their husband. You understand? I think it was like 12 months.
Come.
Yeah, I'm sure go through that purification for. Which lets you know, man, you know what I mean, when that time come, brother, man, you think you know what I mean, you was hard Tabawan, you walk in a room and you melt.
And so like it, sir. And it was 6 months that she was bathed in milk and 6 months that she was bathed in honey.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what the year was.
You understand? And guess where they get all that from? And this is a heathen king. You got all that from us.
Come on,
from us. Yeah, you know, a heathen don't like to bathe. You know, water is, you know what I mean, a Hamite skin is like, you know what I mean, what do we call that? Water resistant. You understand? Is water resistance. Don't talk about East Indian. Man, they will bathe in the filthiest. You'll watch the water and be like, they bathing in that. You just go on YouTube. You think I'm lying? I'm making it up.
Salakia, sir. Salakia. My brother, you know, toured the whole earth in the Navy, and he, you know, one of their stops was in the port of India, and he said through the town they would take these tours through the towns, and on each side of the streets was where their runoff, where their sewage was. It'd be out in the open, and everything was stinking all the time. And they said the soldiers used to throw money in the ditches, thinking that those orphan kids wasn't gonna jump in, you know, wasn't gonna get the money. And they used to throw the money in the ditches, which filth and urine and sewage coming from the houses used to drain down there. And the kids used to jump in there and go get the money.
All right. We get a picture. They're nasty. I mean, they're super nasty. I mean, we have laws on how we clean ourselves. That's why what was John the Baptist doing? John the Baptist trying to get you clean by using what? Water. You understand? Like, we have laws of, you know what I mean, you cleaning up yourself. You know what I mean? You have sex. You understand? You unclean until you what? Until the sun go down and you take a what? A bath. You understand? Like, that's how, you know what I mean, how we were as a people. And we're going to get back there as a nation. You understand? Bit by bit, we're going to get back there. The more and more you all come to class, the more and more this class get filled, we're going to get back there as a nation, huh?
Come on, sir.
And, you know what I mean? We're going to get back there. All right? Read on.
Come on, sir. This is verse 10. And Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
You understand? Shall not what?
Show her people nor her kindred. Right. For Mordecai had charged her that she not show it.
You understand? Like, Mordecai know the type of, you know what I mean, the type of society that he grew her up in. And that society, we don't want. Marriage, interracial marriage is what? Frowned upon. That's the society we lived in. And he was at least trying to do what? Hide that shame. You understand? All right, read on.
Verse 11.
So to let sisters know, yes, Esther is a good example, but don't play going and tell me, well, Salaki said, I'm gonna go marry Harry. I'm gonna watch you like I know. They leave it alone.
Okay.
But you understand? Mordecai at least had the sense to know what? Let me just, you know what I mean, you do this. Don't go on, you know what I mean, talk it to the whole earth. Let's do this. All right, read on.
Verse 11. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and what she become of and what should become of her.
You understand? So Mordecai was taking what? Care of the sister. He was looking out for this young sister. making sure that everything was okay with her, because he know the reason why she's in this position is because what? She listened to him. She obeyed him. Right? Read on.
Now, when every maid's turn was come to go into the king Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women, for so were the days of purification accomplished. And I'm gonna skip down, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given unto her, with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house.
Meaning they were getting dressed up to go see the king, and the king gave them whatever they needed. Right? Whatever they needed, gold, whatever dress, whatever bracelet, whatever, they got it. Right? Read on.
Verse 15. Now, when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abiel, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come unto the king, she required nothing but Haggai.
Hold on. What you said there? You sure you're reading that? She required what?
She required nothing.
That's how beautiful our sisters were, man. That's right. And is. I shouldn't say, excuse me, sisters, forgive me. Forgive me. That's how beautiful our sisters are in Israel. You understand? This sister was so bad that she needed what? She didn't need nothing. She was just like, no, I don't need none of that. I'm going to rock wherever I have right here. I'm going to rock it. Read on.
Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed. And Esther obtained favor in his sight of all them that looked upon her.
Meaning this man right here, this heathen right here, looked at this sister and was like, we could do something with you. You know what I mean? You understand? You. Something about you. Read on.
So, verse 16. So Esther was taken unto the king Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebeth.
All right. And you see what she's using. Esther is just using her what? Femininity. That is so attractive in a woman. It's you know what I mean? It's what is looked over.
But Salakia, so
come on.
Could it mean also that she was already being bathed in the honey and the oil and the mirth and all that? She didn't need to get that when she came to the king, because she was already, purified. She was already pure.
I can't. That gonna have to be my opinion. I can't say that, and the reason why I can't say that is because she wasn't given to nobody. You understand what I'm saying? But at that time when she was chosen to be one of the maidens, that's when she was purified. But the sister nonetheless was bad.
Concept.
Bad as can be. Right? Read on.
Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all the women.
And the what?
And the king loved Esther above all the women.
And the king loved Esther above all the women. You understand? Not because she could cook, not because she looked all nice, but because of her femininity. Okay. You understand? Read on.
And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
You want your man to be around you all the time. You want your man to be like, you know what? I can't have enough of you. Read that one more time.
And he obtained favor she obtained favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
More than all the virgins. You know why? Because something about Esther was different to these other women. You know what make it different to other women in the world? Your femininity. That's what make you different. Do you understand? The fact that you angry with your man, but it ain't a shouting match. You ain't talking to him like he's a nigga, 2-year-old nigga on the block, bouncing basketball and you all disagreeing. Hey, mother effer, did. No, you like, my Lord, please, what do I have to do, my Lord? And you saying that all the time. Not when you feel like, not when you want something, but all the time. You understand? You think you ain't gonna win your man over? Man, trust me, you're gonna win him over. You're gonna be like, I got this man wrapped around my finger. And he gonna be calling me Salaki, sir. What can I do? And brother, so you gotta go in there, you know what I mean? Do what you must do. Do what you must do. But there's a way to get to a man, and trust me, it ain't food. Tell him McDonald's and what? Popeyes.
Okay.
Brothers love a fried chicken, and they know where to go get a fried chicken. And that fried chicken, guess what that fried chicken ain't gonna do? Yes, tell me.
It ain't gonna talk back to him. Ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah. That fried chicken ain't gonna be like, why you biting me? Yeah. That fried chicken gonna shut his mouth, and you're gonna get your belly full. And that man gonna be like, well, this might be the plan from now on. You know what I mean? This might be the plan from now on. Some peace and quiet in Popeyes. You know what I mean? Read on.
So like I said, I'm gonna take it back from the line above it.
Go ahead.
And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
And made her what?
And made her queen instead of Vashti.
You wondering why, you know what I mean, your man ain't home? One more time.
And made her queen instead of Vashti.
He made her queen instead of Vashti. Guess why? Because Ahasuerus want this type of woman in his house. He want a woman, that type that's just gonna, you know what I mean, obey him. You understand? I ain't saying if your man tell you to do something unlawful to obey him, he get a pack of, you know what I mean, marijuana and tell you go carry it for such and such. You should say, slack here, my lord, I'm not doing that. Cannot do that. He give you $20 and tell you go cup this 5 ball from plug down the road. You should say like, no, slack, you're not going to do that. But I'll go buy you some liquor with this 20. I'll go do that. I'm being extreme, but you all get what I'm saying. You understand? He can't tell you to do something unlawful. Tell you to do something unlawful, you have your right to be like, Salaki, sir, I'm not doing that. That's when you have your right to go against what he's saying. Right? Read on.
Verse 18, sir. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princesses and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. Verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Verse 20. Esther had not yet showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her.
All right. She ain't as proud as, guess who? Who's that bad sister that was in the presidency? What's her name? Forget her name. Michelle Obama.
Yeah, Michelle Obama.
I'm gonna just call her Michelle. I'm gonna forget the Obama. You know what I mean? But Michelle, she was proud to hold that Hamite hand. But she was in power. She could have done something for black people, just like Esther did something. But Esther, she didn't show her kindred this. This wasn't something to what? To glorify. You understand? This isn't something to glorify. Right, read on. You could flick on the
For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai.
You understand? She did what Mordecai told her to do. You understand? Read on.
Like as when she was brought up with him.
You understand? Just that goes for you, sister. Your man tell you to do something. You understand? I ain't saying if you tell her to do something unlawful to do it. I gotta keep on saying that because I know I'm gonna get a call saying, well, Salaki, so you said to do whatever man said to do. Not if you tell her to do something unlawful. You understand? You do it. And guess what? Anything come of it, he's gonna be responsible. And he's gonna be willing to take the responsibility and correct whatever issues need to be corrected and move on. We go on again. You don't tell your boss when he lose about $500,000 in the first quarter, you will tell him, boss, what the hell you doing? You run this business. Guess why? Because the boss will send you home. Oh, I can't run the business. Okay, well, pack your bags, go home. You ain't gonna tell him that. You're gonna be like, well, boss, we make a mistake here. This is what the mistake we did right here. So maybe we should try this next time. You suggesting, and guess who gonna make the call? The boss. You understand? Read on.
It's a lot, sir. Our sisters want to allow the brother to make the wrong mistake, to blame him, to hold him accountable for the wrong mistake. He made a decision, say we're gonna do this right here, and she automatically say, nah, that's a bad idea. I ain't doing that. You expect me to do that? I ain't doing that. She won't even do it and let it be wrong, so then she can come back and say, well, I done what you told me to do. Now it's wrong. Now can't we try it my way?
I wouldn't go there with it.
Salakia, sir, just to have him be accountable for his mistake.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I'll still say, even though he made a mistake, he's still the man of the house.
Come on, sir.
And he goes, start to go with it nonetheless. You understand? Go with it nonetheless. You know what I mean? Who cares? It's a mistake. Move on.
Come on.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get it straight. We're gonna get it straight. We're gonna rock, you know what I mean? We're gonna rock it together. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? Gonna be some issues, but we're gonna rock it together. You think you're gonna rub it back in your man's face and think it's gonna go good? It ain't gonna go good. Don't, you know what I mean? I wouldn't advise you to do that, sisters. You know what I mean? A man make a mistake, there's a way it's supposed to go to him, you know what I mean, with your femininity. You understand? Read on.
Come on. Verse 22. Salakia, verse 21, Salakia. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which keep the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on the king Ahasuerus. Verse 22. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. Verse 23. And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree.
You understand? They were what?
Both hanged on a tree.
So Mordecai did what? Mordecai stopped a crime from being committed, right? And told his niece, and she went and told the king, and the king took care of the issue. Made an inquisition, meaning they questioned everybody, and it was found out that these two men were trying to commit treason against the king. All right, read on.
Verse 23.
Just like your writers and the capital, but the only difference is they're getting treated differently. They're getting treated like real white men and women. Come on, read on.
This is the end of verse 23. And it was written in a book of the Chronicles before the king. Now this is chapter 3, Esther chapter 3, verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Salakia. Hamadatha.
Go ahead.
The Agagite.
The Agagite.
And advanced him.
That's Haman or Haman?
Haman, come on, sir. And advanced him above all the princes that were with him.
Right. Why do they call him the Agagite? Come on. You understand? When they say where he was from. Give me a little more. You correct with what you're saying, but give me a little more.
That's the town or the city where he was born.
It was. Now you're getting to his family. You understand? What was that? What was that town or that family known for? You all remember the story?
The Agagite.
Yeah.
Oh, Khan, they were enemies of the children of Israel.
Right, but who? I want to give you it, but there's a story in there that speaks about the person or the what they call it, the father of them, like how you have the 12 tribes of Jacob. You understand? Israel. All right.
Oh, Salakia,
Come
sir.
on.
Was it Ham, sir?
No. It's the same name. He Yannis are close to it.
Agagite.
They cut the pieces of the woman. That's not the one.
No. There's a story there with King Saul. You remember King Saul? When King Saul went to a city, and the Lord tell him to kill everything that moved in that city.
And he left one man alive.
Yeah, not just one. He left that seed alive. And that's where he came from. That's where Haman is from. That's his seed.
Oh, okay. Come on, sir.
You understand? And that's what you're reading about here right now. All right, read on.
Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king has so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not.
And Mordecai what?
He bowed not.
You understand? We don't bow. You don't get respect by bowing and marching. You don't get respect like that. You don't get heads turned by no justice, no peace. You don't get heads turned like that. You understand? What Colin Kaepernick did, we've been doing in here. And he got heads to turn. Why? Because he went against the grain completely. You understand? And what we are doing in here, under Commander General YAHANNA, is going against the grain of America. That's why when you're in the house and you fighting, aka Vashti, guess who you're fighting? America. It's America. Esther did not have America in her. Esther didn't have wherever city she was from under Ahasuerus in her. Guess what she had in her? She had what Mordecai taught her, which was the what? The truth. That's what she had in her. And she didn't leave it. You understand? She let that flourish. She let it out. All right, read on.
And Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Verse 3.
Mordecai ain't bowing. I ain't showing no reverence. Why? Because we men of Israel, we don't bow to no one but the Lord. You understand what the Bible say about come on.
It's like Ecclesiastes 40 and 28.
So,
my son, thou shalt not leave a beggar's life.
That, but there's one way. I think it's in Psalms where he said, I have reserved. I think it's 7,000 men that have not bend their knee or bow something to Baal. Like we prophets and priests of the Lord, we don't bow out. We don't give in to society. We don't. We don't give in to peer pressure. You understand? We don't give in to that. We don't give in to our friends in the world who telling you, you're going to take that from your man? You better leave him. You don't bow to that type of pressure because you know that's stupid to even come across your mind. Right? Read on.
Then, verse 3, then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why transgresses thou the king's commandment?
You understand? Now you're trying to get him with what? The law. Like what Esau gonna come with you? He's gonna try to get you with law. Your speaker is turned on too loud. You remember that Cam?
Con, sir.
And the speaker was off.
Con.
And what's his name? Kodad.
Kodad.
Officer Kodad. If you're looking at this, man.
His son Salaki, so he was red. He wanted to
man.
Pull out Esau. Showed in that devil.
Yep, the pulley law. They try to pulley law on us. Bring the what they call it? The meter. Yeah, the sound meter out. Put it in front of the camp. And see, you got to load on that volume on that speaker. Plug is out the speaker, officer. Come on, read on.
Verse 4. Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
Right? He had told them he was a Jew because as Jews, we do not bow. And bow to nothing. We don't beg, we don't march, we don't do these things. That is weak as can be. We don't say what's the phrase Farrakhan have? Something or else. We don't say mess like that. Yeah, I mean we let action speak. Come on. You raise your hand? Yeah, justice or else. Yes. Don't say garbage, justice or what? What else? What else? Nothing.
Come on.
You in some what? Fruit of what? Islam. Fruit.
Come on.
You understand? And you talking about you want justice or else. Get the fruit out of Islam first.
Come on.
You understand? Read on.
For he had told him that he was a Jew, verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then he was Haman full of wrath. It's verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
Yeah, a little bit from that, a little drop.
For they had showed him the people of Mordecai were Haman's. So like they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, so even the people of Mordecai.
Haman was fully what? Disrespected. He was fully disrespected. He felt so disrespected. He was like, you know what? You Jews don't bow. I'm going to kill every last one of you. Tawada. I'm going to kill every last one of you. Yeah, you could shut it off. Go ahead.
Verse 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day and from month to month to the 12th month.
They cast pur. What's pur? What's lots?
Is it lot money, sir?
Come on. Dice, basically dice. It's like, you know, like how brothers would shoot dice. So they were what? Shooting dice to see what? Who's going to take what? Come on.
It's like, so they were shooting dice like this, figure out who's going to take which tribe, basically.
Yeah, or which province.
Like
they was plotting to split, to take certain parts of the city. Because they were fitting to wipe out Israel. So, of course, if you wipe out Israel, what's going to happen? It'll be land. They're just there to take. You understand? Just like what the so-called American did to the Native Indians. You wipe them out and then what? Cast lot for what? For the land. You went and, put sticks up around and said, this is my plot. This is my plot. And now today you get America. And now the so-called Native Indians, they're on reservations. When America is their own. You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
Like this, they're coming, brothers and sisters. They're going to have to go to the Congress, to the Senate, and say there's a certain people that they're not, they're totally separate from us. They're not celebrating Christmas. They don't celebrate July 4th. They're celebrating Valentine's Day. They are totally separate and they're striving.
Right.
It's going to be a big issue in America. Trust me. Read on.
Salakia. And their laws are diverse from all people.
And our laws, even now, this Bible is totally diverse from what? Their constitution. It's diverse. It's different. In our laws, adultery is looked at as what? As a crime. The Lord takes it as a what? A crime. Eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster is a crime to the Lord. Yes. How could I forget that? Homosexuality is a crime to the Lord. Do you understand? Like our Bible, our constitution is totally diverse from these other nations' constitution. It's diverse. You understand? And before you know it, you're gonna have a nation standing doing this, and it's gonna be a problem in America. You understand? You know, I mean, go, you know, I mean, do some reading and see with the Black Panthers, with their little bit of power that they were growing and having, America looked at it as it's going to be an issue. You understand? And started putting, you know what I mean, started doing, you know what I mean, a whole undercover stuff to derail their whole movement. And it was derailed. Why? Come on.
Because it wasn't according to the scriptures, it wasn't according to the law.
Yes, it wasn't according to our constitution.
Right.
You understand? So you could have been a Black Panther and still be smoking weed. You understand? Doing drugs. And yeah, you can't be a priest of the Lord and, you know what I mean, and you have a full-out blunt in your mouth. Nah. Hell no. You're a priest of the Lord with a blunt in your mouth? Nah. The Lord is going to kill you. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. So look here, sir. No, this is the end of verse 8. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
But he's saying neither they keep what? The king's what? Laws.
Right. Come on.
You know what I mean? That's them going. That's like, I don't know if you all ever heard about the Aztecas. The reason why the Queen of Spain funded the whole Spanish Inquisition is because of what? They're chopping off the heads of their own people.
Come on.
They're killing their own people. They're eating their own people. They need Jesus. That's who they need across. They need Jesus. And we got Jesus right here. And guess what? They conquered Mexico. They conquered all these Hispanic land. You understand? Latino lands, the Caribbean. They conquer us off of what? Lies. Trying to say that what? Especially Native Indians. To them, the Native Indians were not what? Civilized. But did not Native Indians show you how to survive the winter? You understand? Show you how to clothe yourself. You understand? But you're going to say they ain't civilized. Yeah, you go look it up and you're going to see that to America, there's about at least 5 civilized tribes they look at. I think one is the Navajo, the Apache. I forget the others. Come on.
I think one of them is the Lumbees. I think Lumberton. I think one of them.
I'm not too sure, but it could be. But they stopped them civilized. Why? Because they were the ones to do what? Bow. You understand? Like if you don't conform to them, they're going to find some way in the legislation to do what? Try to come kill you. Putting a man in jail for what? Child support? He ain't got no money. Where you get any money from? Jobs. You understand? You say we ain't in slavery no more. But when we was in slavery, every brother had a job. I don't understand. Where all the jobs went? Where all the jobs went? You had us in slavery and there was 100% unemployment. Out to 14% unemployment. And you're going to tell me we're free as a people? We're not. And Haman is trying to what every nation has seek to do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that's kill us. They use their laws, the police use their laws to do what? To commit murder. That's full out murder. I read on.
Verse 5. Salakia. Salakia, not verse 5. Salakia.
Come on.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
That they may be what?
Destroyed.
Come on.
And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring into the king's treasuries.
You understand? Your what? This is your what? Your bounty. Your bounty, yeah, but it's more so like your prison systems, your private prison system, where they make money off of what? Off of you. You understand? The school, you go to school. When you go to school, what you learning in school? Nothing. You learning some X and Y's. How to add X and Y's. X and Y's ain't gonna pay your bills. But at the end of the day, in the white man kingdom, it does, you know what I mean? He find a way for you to pay your bills. You understand? But what I'm trying to say is it ain't helping you as a, like, know your culture. It ain't helping you learn your culture. You understand? But by the time you finish with school, guess what? You're about 50,000 in debt. And guess what? You got to pay that back for what, 30 years? And after 30 years, I think it's nullified, like a mortgage. So now you go get that, then you had to go get a house. Guess what? You ain't getting a house, you're going to rent for the rest of your life. Because there's another mortgage. And by the time you finish pay that school system off, you done paid what? Over 100 grand in interest? You understand? Like everything is plotted against us in this kingdom. That's why we have what? Each other here. You understand? You think you can make it on your own? Go on, the Christian church, trying it. Everybody's individuals in the Christian church. Go talk to any pastor or every other pastor, and you'll hear some different versions of what he thinks the Bible is all about.
That's right.
You understand? Because they are on their own agenda. And here, we're not on our own agenda. You understand? We're not. Read on.
It's verse 10, sir. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Verse 11.
The what?
The Jews' enemy.
You know why there was a Jews' enemy? Saul did a piss poor job, man. Saul should have killed everything that was breeding in that city. Another issue, might have another set of issue, but not this type of issue here. All right, read on.
I'm gonna skip to verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Then were the king's scribes called unto the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province and to the rulers of every people.
Now your cops on them right there for you. I mean, and then you have that orange man who was in office, Donald Trump, was saying, you know what I mean, whoop them, beat them up. In the old days, we would have put them on a stretcher. You understand? He was giving the police the authority to, you know what I mean, to be oppressive on us. Read on.
Every people according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of the king Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. Verse 13, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish.
You want to know why in every city you have a certain section that's just for black people? Because we're being oppressed. You know why the cops in there are harassing you? Because you're being oppressed. They make it known to go get these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know why your Mexicans in prisons? They call it what do they call them? Refugees or these buildings. I forget the buildings they call them, but they're prisons. You know what I mean? They might say some nice words for it. What's the nice word to use for it? Where the Mexicans on the border on? Yeah, internment camp. But they what? They're prisons. They got what? They got gates and locks, right? And chains, right? What's the difference? Just a name. It's just like with Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood sounding good, right? But you actually a murderer. You understand? Sounds good. He knows how to, you know what I mean, word things to the media and then make it sound like if it's, you know what I mean, it's okay when it ain't. They have policies in there to keep us down. You understand? Read on. Even with all the housing situation, like black people should not have any issue with getting a house after what we went through in America. Every black man should have a house and they should pay it for with some land, some plot and it's something. For after what we went through, you promised what? You promised us what? 40 acres and a mule. Yeah. That's the white man for you right there. Read on.
To destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar. Take the spoil of them for prey.
They were fitting to get the purge on.
God.
Purge was fitting to get rid of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Read on.
I'm gonna skip down to the next chapter, sir. This is chapter 4, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of the city.
That's how zealous we was. That's how much we love each other. He was like, rip everything off. You understand? Rip it. And he was full out angry. He was, you know what I mean? It was like, they're going to try to do this to my people. Oh, hell no. Read on. Mordecai had something for them, though.
And cried with a loud and a bitter cry.
That Benjamin had something for them. Read on.
Verse 2. And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth.
Mordecai came up to the king's gate in what? Sackcloth, meaning in what?
In dirty,
clothes, basically mourning clothes. To the point is like, why is he looking like that? Because he's mourning. And he was at the king's what? Gate. Read on.
Verse 3. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning among the Jews.
Great mourning amongst the Jews. Like right now, there's great mourning amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Like we've been dealt you know what I mean, a blow in this empire that's, you know what I mean, nigh on to genocide. And we don't even see it. You understand? We don't even see it as genocide. We just see it as what? Black people need to do what? What black people need to do?
They need to pull themselves up by
their own bootstraps. They need to stop doing what? Blaming the white man. Right. So who the hell are you gonna blame? Who the hell are you gonna blame? You think I'm a black man putting himself in jail? Like you lock brothers up for selling marijuana, and now you're gonna make it legal? Okay. You say it was the war on drugs. Man, this is just me. You know what I mean? I don't know if you all be watching there's a series called Snowfall. Where they show you how the CIA was bringing drugs into our community and taking that money to fund the Contras. You understand? And it's known. By now the papers is out. It's known. It was known Reagan was doing it. It was known the Oliver, what's his name? Oliver North. He had a part to play in it too. It's known that they've been doing that. They did that to us. You understand? That's chemical warfare. You understand? And now it's a problem today when their people are on it. Now it's an epidemic. You understand? When we were on it, I'm good. When we were on it, you understand what happened? It was a problem. There's a war on drugs.
Go
ahead.
We were criminals when we were strung out on drugs. We was criminals. But then when the problem get brought to their doorstep, it's a disease. They need treatment. They need hospital. They change the laws to make them be able to get treatment.
Yes, and now all your pharmacies making what? Millions of dollars. You understand? These little white farmers out there in Colorado, they're making millions of dollars now. When our brothers locked up in jail for what? For what, an ounce? You know what I mean? You get thrown in what? 3 strikes and you're out?
Concept.
For life? No, come on, man.
And it's like it, sir, and you throwing brothers and sisters in jail for non-violent offenses and putting them in general populations with where all the mental ill patients, kill murderers and people with violent crimes, and it's turning them into violent criminals as well to tack on more time to their sentence.
Yeah. They know exactly. America doesn't just get up one morning and make bomb shot laws in place for, or some legislation is in place. This thing was planned. They sat down and think this 10 years ahead of time. What being done right now been planned since 10 years ago. You just feeling it blunted right now because you're not hip to what be going on behind these closed doors. You understand? Like they plotted, we're gonna lock up all these black men, we're gonna get them on these drugs, and then you know what? We're gonna fight to push to make this legal because too many black men are going to jail. So now we stuck in it. You had to grow up without your father for what? Over 20 years. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? To grow up without a father, man, that rough. Or a mother. You know what I mean? Or to grow up without two parents. I could imagine, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? What mind frame you are in at the age of 16, you know what I mean? Trying to, you know what I mean, grow into a man. You know what I mean? Read on.
Come on, concert. Verse 3. Salaki.
Now you take your time.
I'm
because tomorrow and all too, you all know we having the closing of it, right? So you know what I mean? Come in tomorrow and you sit down and go, you know what I mean, finish out the story. I mean, this story is very important in Israel. You understand? The white man, he teaches his kids about July 4th. He make it a must, you know what I mean, to the point where he dresses up in, you know what I mean, in the military clothes and reenact the whole thing.
Right.
You understand? Reenact the whole thing for his kids. He put statues all over the city to remind his kids of who they are. I mean, you go in DC and you look at those statues and you read those writing. And when you read those writing, you know in your spirit, this ain't for you. It's for these people.
And so like this, sir, they will spend thousands of dollars on these field trips to take our children to see these museums, and then force them to come to school that day because you got to read all that information and then go write a report on it to get grade on it to see how much of it you retain. If you don't happen to not to go, or your parents so poor that they can't spend the $20 to send you on this, this field trip, you fail in that because it's so much part of your grade. You fail the whole class because you didn't go that day to write the report on their history, how their conquest, came about.
And when you write your history and your conquest, guess what? Where's your proof? Oh no, we don't look at that. No.
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you go up in them schools and try to pull certain books on them. And it is not recognized in whatever scholars bank, wherever they have the stuff in, the paper in. They're gonna throw that paper out. They're gonna be like, no, write this over.
You know what
I mean? You got big fat F, no.
And then they're gonna call you racist.
Yeah. No, African soul Africans.
Right, come
on. Shalom. You're that. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. It's for the people online so they can hear you.
Some years ago in college, I wrote a paper. It was required that we write a paper on anything. The title I had was Misunderstood Education. That's what the title of the paper was. It was in a university right here in Fayetteville. The paper was specifically on white teachers teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
But the books I found targeted Negroes. There are many books out there where it is clear that white teachers do not know how to teach nor relate in the educational system to our people.
Yeah.
So they fail us if we do not pass a test that is designed for whites.
Yep.
And we're expected to know that. So this is where we hear our people saying we had to fight or struggle or try harder or work harder than the white counterpart just to get an equal grade that they have, because the system is not designed for us to even pass, period.
Yeah.
That paper circulated through university and it got shut down. And I was called to see the president and the chancellor of the school because it incited and very angrily all the professors in university that were white.
Yep.
And our people that were professors, they came to me secretly to say to me that was a very well written paper. It did receive an A, but it would not be publicized. And that's what an A was supposed to be done, publicized throughout the university. But it targeted white teachers so heavily to where they could not allow that to be
I don't read that paper, my gun.
I still have that paper.
I don't read that paper, my gun. Come on, man. You all be hiding stuff in here, man. I'd dig it out to you all, man. Somewhere or the other. You know what I mean? And that's what they do. They basically try to. That's why learning is not supposed to be boring. Right. Like it's supposed to be fun. To, you know what I mean, for you to, you know what I mean, learn something you never knew before. It is fun. Especially you learn about your culture, about your people. Them thing is fun. But when you got to sit and learn about your slave master and about how great Andrew Jackson was and Christopher Columbus was, he was like, give me a break. Where's the pipe?
Right. Come on.
I mean, give me a break. I got something else to do. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? Like this system ain't made for us. That's the most I can tell you. And Mordecai is about to show you here that it ain't made for us. Read on.
And okay, so like I said, this is the end of verse 3. There was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and the many lay in sackcloth and ashes. Verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told.
No, bring it forward to 2020, 21. All of that now turned into what? Us marching and protesting. You understand? That's what that is there. You know what I mean? You're wailing, you're crying, you're on the streets doing what? Trying to protest, you know what I mean, against what an animal is doing to you. You understand? That's like you trying to, you know, you are there trying to grab hold of a lion that's eating in the air and say, no, stop. He gonna turn around and do what? Bite you. He gonna eat you. You know what I mean? He's gonna eat you. What you think gonna happen? You understand? You want to be all up in the politics, and that's the next thing too. Like all these rich blacks and Hispanics who up there with the white man, they know what racism is, and they feel it, and if they think they could be integrated in his society and to do some change, when that's never the case. It's always worse. Like coming one way hard, but by the end, when the white man finish with you, you all the way in his system. And you thinking you're going to get justice. Donald Trump was supposed to be in jail. If Donald Trump was a black man, if that was Jesse Jackson, that Negro would have been in jail. He would have been in jail. If it was been any black president, they would have been in jail, locked up for inciting a riot. You understand? Read on. But this is white America. This is all white America for you. Read on.
Verse 5. Then call Esther for Salakia. This verse 4 again. So Esther's maids and her chamberlain came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent Raymond to clothe Mordecai.
You understand? He is like, man, come on. And that's to show you how feminine she was. She was like, you know what? My uncle out there looking dingy, dirty. You know what I mean? Nah, come on, uncle. Look, I'm sending him something to clothe himself with. You know what I mean? She ain't like, hey, this nigga again. Go put on some clothes. Nah. She was like, you know what? This is my uncle. He took care of me. This, that. He loved me. This, that. I'm going to try and look out for him. Read on.
And she sent Raymond and clothed Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not.
Right? Mordecai say what? La.
Con.
You understand? So just like you all are zealous. You understand? And certain things, you know what I mean, ain't gonna, you know what I mean, quench your thirst for justice. You understand? The Hananiah paycheck ain't gonna quench your thirst for justice. Telling you you're gonna get a raise to stay in the military, that ain't gonna quench your justice. That ain't gonna quench it. That ain't like, what? You trying to pay, you trying to what? Appease me? No. I'm gonna say just like this. Because they're fitting to do something to us that I cannot allow and I cannot sit by and watch. All right, read on. And this is so totally different from your black leaders. Your black leaders, you in the streets in the hell, that's what black leaders is. Come on.
They eating a big slab of pork belly in the Christian church. You understand? In their mansions, in their Mercedes Benz, they living the life.
Yes.
They're living it up.
They at home with a big 75-inch TV, watching you get knocked upside their head with a nightstick and saying, you see, watch these knuckleheads. Should be in my church, you'll get better guidance. Go with the flow. You know what I mean? That wasn't Mordecai. Mordecai was like, nah, we in mourning. I ain't fitting to put on no raiments. Nothing whatsoever. Because my people fitting to die and I cannot be happy about it. There's nothing to be happy about. Read on.
Verse 5. Then called Esther for Isupk, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. Verse 6. So Isupk went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. Verse 7. And Mordecai told him of all that happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them.
Yeah, son, you're saying a bounty. That's exactly what Haman did, put a bounty, and you know what I mean? And say, you know what? We fit in to go hunting. You know what I mean? Hunting. It's hunting season, just like what they're doing on the border with them white men, with them rifles, and trying to stop the so-called Mexicans from coming across their border, their own border that you stole from them. California belonged to Mexico. We all know. You understand? You went and started a war with you went and initiate the war with Mexico and stole their land. They reach up all the way up into Mexico City and force Mexico into selling that land for peace. Yeah, I mean, for a small change. You understand? Read on.
And Isupk came and told, this is verse 9, and Isupk came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Verse 10, again Esther spake unto Isupk and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. Verse 11, all the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whatsoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king and to all the court, all the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
You understand? So guess what? Guess what Esther started doing? What Esther started doing? I need a sister to answer this for me. What Esther started doing? Double jeopardy. Come on. What Esther started doing?
Started fasting.
No, right here. What she started doing right here. Read it one more time.
And Esther spake unto Isupk and gave him a commandment. Let me skip back up, sir. Let me read verse 8.
Go ahead.
Also, he gave him.
So Salaki, this is a very important part of the story. Very, very certain parts of the story is extremely important to help you know the context. You know what I mean, of what's going on. This is a very important part. Read on.
This verse 8. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go unto the king.
So now, what's going on here? Mordecai is telling who the person. What's his name?
He's a chamberlain of
right, the chamberlain,
Esther.
one of the chamberlain of Esther. Yo, go tell her that Haman fit into the what? Put our people to death.
Right,
go show her the decree. Like Mordecai making sure it ain't like word of mouth. She read it. This, oh man, they're gonna kill every last one of us in all 127 provinces. So he making sure he show what evidence. Show it. Like he ain't just, telling her to do this off the whim. Right, read on.
And charge her that she should go unto the king.
What does it mean by he charged her? So, Salaki, go ahead. He gave her order. It wasn't like, in my opinion, I think you should do this. No, he is like, yo, you go talk to that king. You better go talk to that king right now. After you read this, you go talk to that king. Ain't no, come on.
Say, is that because he noticed or he's seen like how the king, looked at her, how he viewed her?
No, it was more so Mordecai. What Mordecai cared about? Come on.
He cared about his people.
Yes.
And it's like it's her position.
Right, but how you know that he cared about his people?
Because he was wailing out in front of the gate. He was in the city in sackcloth, and he's wailing for his people, and he's charging her to go talk to the king because the king could overthrow this decision to kill them all.
You're right, but give me a little more. How you know he cared about his people? Come on.
So he's about to, put the sister's life in jeopardy to go save our neighbor.
Okay.
So like it, sir.
You all okay, you all at this spot. I'm talking about overall with the story. From the beginning of the story, how you knew before you read this about Mordecai, how did you know he cared about his people?
Come on. He took her in. He raised her. It wasn't his daughter, but he took her in and raised her up as his own.
Let me go one up on you. He made her marry a heathen.
Oh yeah, come on. So like
he's like, you know what? Hadassah, you better go in there, and I'm putting you in there. You're gonna do what I tell you to do. He basically, who was the king? Mordecai was the king. Mordecai is like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what to do. You go up there and do that. I'm gonna hide you from your kindreds and them, so you didn't have to, be all naked with it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying for you all to go do this. You know what I mean? No, he did it because for the nation's survival, and the Lord was with him on it. You understand? Come on. Okay.
It's like it.
Come on.
Ain't that one of us? Ain't Israel for the most part? Us as a nation, we're not in power like that. We're not in that type of position to marry one of our daughters to the president, or that could do something in a situation like Mordecai was.
And still, I would not advise you to do it.
Come.
And still, because there's always a way the Lord is going to find for you. You understand? You don't have to. You don't have to do these things because the Lord is going to do what? He's going to look all that. He's going to show some plan is in place for you. You understand? Abraham made that also too. When he told, when he was going through a city, and he told the king of that city that his wife was his sister. Right? Is a lie, but is almost borderline. Your sister, your wife really is your sister if you want to go in family line. You understand? She a sister, but that was his wife. You understand? And the king checked him for doing it. You understand? In situations like these, those stories are there to teach you. At the end of it all, the Lord got you. You might think, it might look in the beginning Like all is what? All is done. All is done. I mean, you're in a relationship and it ain't going good. In your mind, all is what? Done. But nah, if you trust in the Lord, and when I say trust in the Lord, meaning what? Do what the Bible said to do. There's stories in here for you to follow. You know, there's real flesh and blood people that walked the earth that did these things. So guess what? You could do it too. You could live like Esther. That urge for you to talk to your man like he's your on the block, you could fight that urge. You could fight it. Like, you know what? I want to tell this nigga, my Lord, what do you want? This, that, the other. And trust me, that road you're going down, that brother, he gonna see it. He gonna see it. He has to be a D-head to be, you know what I mean, to look over it. You understand? And still the Lord is going to be with you nonetheless. When he does settle, he'll be with you. Right? Read on.
And this is verse 9, sir. And Hattak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Verse 10. Again, Esther spake unto Hattak and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come into the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
And this is a flaw every woman have before they come into the truth. That flaw. Come on. Hold on. I want sister. Come on, sisters. Work with me. Come on. You know what I mean? Nathak love you all, man. Come on. You all know that. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, sis. The question is, what's the flaw every sister have before she walks in that door?
She thinks she doesn't need a man?
No, not in this case, because it's not that she didn't think she need a man. Remember, Mordecai sent her chamberlain to her.
Right.
And now she is saying, man, if I do this and go to the king without him telling me to come, I could die. What is she doing? What is the flaw? Come on, sis.
Is it struggling with being obedient?
Because she struggled with it. Otherwise, it would have been like Mordecai said it. I'm going to do it. But you're right, and in fact, that's one of the that's the answer. But that's not what I'm looking for. It's something that you don't really, the sister don't really see it. Come on, no, come on, no. Hold on, one more sister, one more sister. Come on. Now, if I can ask you to soul search.
So like, sir, you are.
Come on.
Is it trusting?
It starts with an S. I'm gonna give you all this. It starts with an S.
Oh, really?
Come on, sis.
Being selfish.
Yes. Yes. Selfish. To the point where you only think about who? You only think about who? Who you only thinking about? I'm gonna get the answer after 5 seconds. I'm gonna help everybody out. Come on. Anybody want to give me it? You only thinking about who? Yes. Next time raise your hand, but correct. You are correct. Give her a hand. Esther said what? I am going to die if I do what Mordecai tell me to do. I'm going to die. Read on.
except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come into the king these 30 days.
So she started to be like, you know what? She started running down to Mordecai. Like, yeah, I can't go into the gates for these 30 days. You think the priestly Lord or a man Lord want to hear that? And his people fitting to die, and you were the only thing between death and life, and he take a chance. He already took the chance with you. Read on.
And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to Esther, Salakia. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself.
So I'm going to leave you with this. What is Mordecai saying?
Think not with thyself.
Be selfish. Other sisters need it, right? Don't be selfish. Because that's the first thing you come in. And like, it's all about me. My shoes, my clothes, my whatever. But where's me time? Where is my time? Woman, I sleep right next to you. I snore. I wake up. I don't go brush my teeth, right? And you're right next to me. What's the problem? You know what's the problem? Do one more time.
Think not with thyself.
Think not with thyself. Don't think about yourself. You understand? These men that's on the streets, on the street because they're thinking about themselves. They're on the street because they're thinking about their brothers. You understand?
Okay.
Read on.
That thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Don't think you're going to escape being a bad wife in the white man kingdom. Oh, hell no. The Lord has something coming for you. It's called AIDS. It's called syphilis. You understand? It's called, you know what I mean, yeast or whatever. You understand? It's called COVID. You understand? Like, he has something for you. You want to go and be a hoe? A whore? Oh no, I can't handle this, you know what I mean, this whole change of lifestyle. I'm going to have to pack my clothes and leave. Well, go ahead and leave. Gonorrhea is right by the door waiting you. And he will gladly take you. You know what I mean? And you all will burn with love. What's up, playing? Go ahead. What's up, messing up? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai came.
All the joke are joking. It's serious, right?
Then Mordecai.
Because you know you could. You know what I mean? You know, it's that serious. All right, come on.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
More than what?
More than all the Jews.
You think better than, you know what I mean, your other sister. You're not. You think you're better than these other brothers. You're not. You're not. And Mordecai is trying to, you know what I mean, speak as plain could be to her. Understand? Because this is a good, he grew up from young. Right? Read on.
Verse 14. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
You understand? Mordecai know if Esther don't shape up and do what the hell she needs to do, guess what? The Lord will look out for some other how. Because he ain't gonna let what the Lord say in the Bible. Once there's I think the sons, I forget how it go. But he's saying once the earth is still here, Israel is going to be here. There ain't no getting rid of black people like that. You know what I mean? There ain't no getting rid of us. Any other nation went through what we went through, they would have been like the woolly mammoth. They'd have been extinct. They'd have been extinct. You understand? Give so-called Esau enough time with them Arabs, and he gonna full out do what? Try to wipe them out. Give him his way. He just have to look for he just have to get the right scene, the right words, the right everything together. And guess what? You're getting Soleimani 10 times. You know what I mean? You could taking a plane ride, and all of a sudden, you're in the sky with Allah. You understand? With your 40 virgins. You know what I mean? Read on.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
But what?
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
You want to be selfish? The Lord going to destroy you. The Lord going to destroy you for being selfish. In here, we don't have selfish sisters. We have one West sisters. Selfish sisters are for the Christian church. That's where they belong. You understand? In here, we have sisters who strive to be like Esther. You understand? Brothers who strive to be like Christ. You understand? Read on.
And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
You understand? Like he telling her, you don't know whether you come, like this is why you had to marry this heathen, this filthy heathen. You understand? Just like who? Michelle. She could have been in there telling Barack Obama, because Barack Obama, he was head over heels, you're gonna see, for that sister. You understand? She could have been like, nah, you ain't gonna do this. You're gonna put this in place for this, that, the other. No, this is my people. And you can't do that to them. I've been seeing this. I've grown up. My parents have been, you know what I mean, fighting this fight for all their life. We need this for black people. Like she could have been doing that. You understand? But she didn't. Esther's totally opposite to her. Esther wasn't selfish. Read on.
Then, verse 15, then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Verse 16, go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go into the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
Man, get that sister a hand, man. That's sister a hand. That's why we need here Remembrance Day. Because that was, you know what I mean, selfless. You understand? That was to the point where I want that. That's what I want in my life, Esther. Oh, Esther's, Slack here. Read on.
Verse 17, Mordecai went his way and did according to all Esther had commanded him.
You understand? So can a man listen to a woman? Did Mordecai listen to Esther? Yeah. But you got to be feminine about it. You got to be dainty about it. You understand? Mordecai was like, you know what? I'm going to go tell these people, I mean, go fast. Go do this for Esther. Let's do this for Esther. You know what I mean? Like she's the one, you know what I mean, you're cheering for, you know what I mean? And Esther know, you know what I mean? I could imagine the situation on the mind frame the sister was in. Like to have to come to the realization that she could die just for stepping to the king. Just for stepping to the king and not disrespecting him, but just going to him to ask him a favor. She could die. You understand the fear she must have been in? But because Mordecai grew up and she took on that vibe, that spirit, you understand, of not being selfish, she was able to do what? To help out or help Israel out. You understand? And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to who's my God? Come on. To priest and officer YAHANNA. All right. So tomorrow we're gonna close it off, right? We're gonna close it off right here tomorrow. All right. And to the sisters and brothers who brought the food, the grub, you know what I mean? Tawada to you all. All right. Much appreciated. I mean, and for rocking out this time. I know I had you all, you know what I mean, over the time. But, you know what I mean, there's stories like these, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Okay. So I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General YAHANNA. New rule for brother and sister. When new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or a sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 and verse 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Free fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is, of course, the Passover, which will be held this year in Houston, Texas, at the B&H Ranch. Of course, you know, everybody should start April 24th. Everybody should start making their arrangements to get their transportation to the where they're going to stay, where they're staying in the hotel, and so on and so forth. So we're going to rock out in Houston this year for the Lord's Passover. So remind it. So like it. Akim and Aquatium. You check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, hairband, and scarf. With that, my gym.
Yeah, let's do the Lord prayer.
Wapayan Kodam, turn face to east. We're going to end with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Banoah, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shika, Yahweh, Malafika, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Lanawa, Asha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanlanao, Lakam, Cal, Yawam, Wasalakino, Kabawathino, Kasalakino, Kabawathino, Wala, Dabiayano, Banasayawan, Abo, Hawashino, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wathapara, Awalim, Amun.
In the English, Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it.
So, sisters, your shop should be seated. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shabrakatah, Yadim Atat, Salakia. Saw, sisters, Amayim means to stand. Brother Saul, turn and face the sisters. We give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Allah Ta Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shab. Yadim Atat, class dismissed.